Welcome to Take Two, where we get down to the nitty gritty and talk all things relationships. Say hey, babe.
I'm ready.
Hey now.
Oh my god.
Are you ready?
Welcome back to Take Two with your main man, Aaron.
You ain't their main man. Tiffany! Hey.
Oh my god.
I've been super hyped, super amped, super yeah.
What are you hype about, baby?
Just life, you know? I'm living my life as like it's golden.
I see. Well, I know we seem like we do this every episode, but maybe we should do like a quick update of things that have been going on.
Perhaps. Oh, so update with me. Health-wise, I've been kicking ass and taking names. And I found this really cool app. No, this is not an advertisement. They're not sponsoring us, but it's called Noom. I think it's called Noom because it's spelled Noom. That's Noom, right?
I think so.
Okay. And so it's really been helping me make sure that I eat the right foods. And it's just teaching me a lot. It's going the psychological route with weight loss. And it's teaching me a lot about the foods that I should eat and should not eat. And I'm learning a lot. For those of you that don't know, I am diabetic. And this has really helped and improved my numbers. And yeah, it's put me in a better mood. And it's really just, helped my overall health and well-being.
So, in other words, in the way I would sum it up is that every diet works by putting the person in a calorie deficit. This particular app helps you to get in a calorie deficit by helping you to count your calories and calculate as you go. I know that I was helping some people with MyFitnessPal some time ago, but this one seems to be way more advanced in what they have in their database and what they have listed for food. So I've seen for myself it's very descriptive, and it also comes with not just helping to put the individual in a calorie deficit by helping to count their calories, but like Dearest Baby was saying, gives them the who, what, when, where, and why as to not only what you should be eating, but why you should be consuming the foods you're consuming, how to keep it all balanced and whatnot. So
Yes, I learned a lot about like the high caloric density, low caloric density, eating fruits and vegetables that have a lot of water or in water is better for you. I've learned about food groups, so like green foods, yellow foods, red foods. Not saying that, as we know in society that red means stop, doesn't mean that you can't eat the red foods, just means the moderation in which you eat them. So it's helped, and I'm just going to keep pushing forward. It is an app or a subscription or a plan that you have to pay for. But you do get to try it for 2 weeks for free, but it's totally worth it. So once my 2 weeks is over, I'm going to go ahead and purchase and hopefully have some amazing results. So I'll keep you guys updated. And Bebe here did purchase me a, what's it called? A treadmill.
treadmill.
So that has really helped a lot, and I'm just super excited,
Yeah. And how's married life?
Married life is still going great.
Yeah.
No complaints over here.
What have you learned? What's the takeaway?
Um, I mean, it's all about compromise, and it took me a minute to kind of get that. You gotta ask your partner, um, and you can't just like go and spend stuff and or spend money. You gotta really talk it over with your partner, and that you have to take into consideration that it's not just you. Um, and then, being accountable for other people's feelings and taking that into consideration. So, yeah, I've learned quite a bit.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. And where am I at in life, baby?
You're kind of all over the place like I am.
Wow.
I mean, not in a bad way. Um,
Work is still work.
yeah, work is still work.
I have decided to compete in a strongman competition this December.
Woo woo.
Oh my God. That was a pretty big jump for me because I had been training so long to try to compete in like my first powerlifting meet. And powerlifting and strongman, kind of on different ends of the spectrum. Well, not different end. They're still both a strength sport. But in a powerlifting meet, you would just compete in your 3 basic lifts: the squat, the bench press, and the deadlift. You'd have 3 tries in each lift to lift the maximum amount of weight you can for a 1 rep maximum. So it's very you know what you're getting into before you get there. You know what you're looking for. You know you only get 9 lifts to make it count and to get your number as high as your total, to get your number as high as you can. With strongman competitions, it's kind of different in that there's different events, and the implements may be completely different. Not all of them are going to be done with the barbell. Whereas, like a powerlifting meet, of course, you're stuck with the barbell for your movements. A powerlifting meet may be lifting heavy stones or pulling trucks or walking with heavy objects. I like it so far. It seems to be interesting because it seems like it's a very aggressive and a very nice blend of conditioning, or as the masses would call it, cardio. It seems like it's a great blend of strength work and conditioning work at the same time. So that's why I like it, and I seem to be pretty interested in it thus far. The different implements are hard to get used to, but that just makes training, I think, a little more challenging. So you got to open up your mind, think outside the box. And that makes it sometimes just working with a barbell and just working the 3 main lifts can be a little boring. So sometimes variety is the spice of life.
Mm-hmm.
Right, wifey?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. Work is still work. Kids are still kids. We're still raising them to be apex predators, to go forth and to...
I hate when he says that because I'm not sure I really understand what that means. Is that stupid of me? Does that make me stupid?
Leave your comments below.
No, I'm asking you.
It is your turn to ask a question. Is that your question for today?
No, that's not my question for today. But I'm curious to know.
So an apex predator would be like the very top of the food chain. The very elite. Oftentimes that happens when there's like a new species introduced into what's not its natural habitat. So it doesn't have any natural enemies or something like that. An apex predator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We'll go ahead and go with that.
So, baby, it is your turn to ask a question. So I hope you're prepared.
Of course I'm not.
As usual, I have no idea what you're getting ready to ask, but I'm looking forward to this.
I'm really pulling something out of my ass right now, cause
Does it smell like dee-dee?
no, it smells like roses.
I'm dead.
Fresh petals, and so okay. I have a question.
Oh my God.
And this is so very random. It's kind of based off of a conversation that I had earlier. And this is not pertain to Aaron and I.
I'm nervous.
But this kind of pertains to couples out there who are not yet in holy matrimony. You're not married yet. You may be dating somebody. Let's say you've been dating them for quite a while.
Okay.
Feelings are involved.
Right.
And I guess this could kind of tie into pop culture right now, considering some things that have happened.
Okay.
But my question is, if you're dating somebody and you've been dating them long time, now this may be something that could have, started through the course of the relationship.
Okay.
But if your significant other was or is or started to become had some type of addiction. Is that something that you could deal with and go into marriage with that person having this addiction? Or is that something that you would tell your partner, look, I love you, but before we take that next step, you're going to have to get control of this demon and this addiction. Otherwise, I don't want to take that next step with you. So, the addiction could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be whatever. They work out too much. It could be.
Hold on now.
It could be anything.
Okay.
But as their significant other, is this
Right.
something that you would be able to, continue to live like this? How does it affect your relationship? Like, do you move on? Do you not?
That's a good relationship question.
I know.
I say you move on, but depending upon what the addiction is and what it's related to, I say hold off on marriage. Only because, and I don't know, like, you think with your heart, and I'm more of like a black and white type of individual. So it depends on what the person is interested in or what the person is addicted to. If the person is addicted to food and like can't stop feeding their face, like, yeah, okay. You're addicted to sweets. Okay. You're addicted to Taco Bell. You're addicted to watching movies. I don't know, like something like that. Okay, cool, got it. You're addicted to social media. Like those things would be like annoying, but I don't know if they'd get you into legal trouble. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If a person is into drugs, gambling, if the person is into little kids, if the person is into dangerous stunts, like, you know what I mean? Those kind of things can really come back and affect you as well from a legal standpoint.
Right.
So if you the breadwinner and you making more money than me, I'm looking forward to you bringing home a check, and all of a sudden the police kick in my door and you hauled off to jail, then I'm like, well, what the heck? You know what I mean? Now, because we married, we are one. Now I'm in this situation where, like, you in jail, you facing this, and I don't, it's not an ideal situation to start a committed relationship. It's something so serious as marriage is. And the same thing, I mean, I think if that person is going to be committed to a relationship, they need to be committed enough to lay certain things aside. You know, both
Right.
me and you being committed to each other and ready to take that next step. We're both willing to lay certain things to the side or not give as much attention to some things to make us work. You know? And I'm without putting anybody's business in the streets. It's not like we don't already do that on here anyway. But without putting anybody's business in the streets, I'm not going to say what yours or some things we have laid to the side. Maybe we'll talk about that at another episode. Stay tuned. But I think that's one of the things that has to happen with a committed relationship is that you got to be willing to make sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't break that bond with, pornography, it's that serious to you. And, maybe there's something else going on. If we're dating, I might say, man, she likes looking at her Pornhub is through the roof. She got all kind of stuff going on. Then that's something me and you need to investigate as a dating couple, because maybe there's some other things, some underlying issues going on, just like with any other addiction.
Mm-hmm.
So as a person dating, I would say, yeah. My answer, yes, I say stay with them. Love is love, and everyone seems like they're got some type of vice or some type of guilty pleasure.
Right.
But I would just hold off on marriage depending on what it is, and if there's some type of legal repercussions that you could that could be lying around the corner. That's my 2 cents. How about you?
Well, I agree. I think that if you have some type of addiction and it's not something that you're willing to let go of, or you're not trying to work on anytime soon, then I don't feel like I'd want to get into something so committed as marriage until you're ready to kind of lay those demons to the side, like you said. I remember I was not dating, but I was talking to someone who was in the drug profession, and my mother used to always tell me, like, you shouldn't have them over your house because, you have a child, and what if, the cops come in, busting in the door, and, they don't care who's, blah, 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 blah. So, you don't want to put yourself in that type of predicament.
Agreed.
And I feel like if this is a conversation that you have with your partner and there is not treatment that they're willing to seek, then, you kind of have to make that decision together, whether you're going to part ways or you're going to try to, work on this. But if they're not willing to take that step to get the help that they need, then, you might want to step aside until they are ready to get that help. And I think that both parties could agree that's something that both parties should agree on, and not have any ill will or ill feelings towards each other because of that decision. Me personally, I feel like I would only be upset if we split up and then this person decides to get their life together and they end up marrying somebody else. Because I feel like I would have put in years and years and years of work in dealing with the BS for them to decide, okay, now they want to get themselves together. And then, you know what I mean?
Okay.
That's the only time where I would kind of be in my feelings like Drake. But
and get hit by a car trying to dance.
But aside from that, I mean, I think that it's a conversation that should be had, because if you're not saying anything, then the person who has addiction, they may not know that this is something that bothers you. They may think that it's okay, this is the norm, and they're just going to, go about their day. But I feel like if this is an issue, or if you have an issue with this person's addiction, whatever it may be, you should have that conversation. You guys should, deal with it appropriately, figure out how you're going to deal with it, and then kind of move from there. But I don't think that you should jump in to a marriage, something that is so concrete. If this person has an addiction, it bothers you and they don't plan on doing anything about it.
I agree with what you're saying. I only disagree with one point. You were saying that I think it was the sticking with them type of part. And I want to say that depending upon the addiction, I think it's not a matter of sticking with them and, trying to put in the work. I disagree because what I'm getting at is that depending upon, some people chew their fingernails. You like to pick at little things on my body. And that's like, that's stuff that's not a big deal. It's more of an annoyance, like I was saying earlier. But if you're dating someone or engaged with someone who's, addicted to heroin or, likes growing and selling illegal substance, like, if you've already had that conversation, that real talk, come to Jesus moment with them, and they're not willing to seek treatment, my answer would be that they've already chosen for you.
Right.
They've already said that my addiction is more important than what's going on with our relationship. So that's the only thing I disagree with, though.
Well, I think that makes perfect sense.
I'm dead. I'm all the way dead.
The things that you all don't know go on behind the scenes.
We need to do
I love my husband.
We need to do like a behind the scenes, like, little video thing.
Yeah, I want one day, maybe next week or the next podcast we do, I wanted to do like Instagram Live while we're doing the podcast. That way we can ask people questions and we can be engaging like that. What do you guys think? If you think that that's a good idea, do you like to see us do a Facebook Live? I mean, not a Facebook Live, an Instagram Live? Let us know. Leave it in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be cool, but we'd have to really plan that out because it couldn't be so late, and I'd like to do a live when I'm not looking a mess,
Oh, yes.
So
I like looking at you, though.
Oh, my gosh. I love you.
So while we're talking about demons, can we do something really quick?
Oh, God, I'm scared.
Let's exercise some demons. What was that?
I don't know. I'm scared.
That was like a baby goat scream.
That was a demon.
Babe.
Oh, my sister left me a voicemail.
Focus.
Focus. I see the deer. I see the deer.
What is one of your vices? And what's one of your spouse's vices?
What's a vice?
Vice. What's something, a guilty pleasure? What's something you're addicted to?
Oh, you're addicted to social media now.
Wow. And what's one of yours?
Okay, so my husband...
Wow, this is supposed to be fast. Go ahead.
My husband is addicted to social media now. He used to never be on social media, and now he, like, every time I turn around, he's on this goddamn phone.
Lies.
That's the truth. You know what? I am going to, all this week, record him on social media, on Instagram, on my Instagram story, so that you can see, and I'm just going to sneak up on him, and you're going to see how many times within the next week that he's on social media. Wow. Okay, my vice
I can't.
Is... Oh, what's my guilty pleasure?
I already know what yours is.
What is it?
You're supposed to be answering this about yourself.
My guilty pleasure is sleeping?
Wow. Okay.
What's my guilty...
If that's what you want to go with.
I mean...
It's supposed to be just top of the head. Like,
oh, well, yeah, I don't know.
So your guilty pleasure is sleeping. My guilty pleasure is social media.
Yes.
Your guilty pleasure is picking.
Oh, boo.
You're a picker.
Okay, but I haven't been... I've been doing better.
You pick at all kinds of stuff on me.
Okay, I'm a picker. I like to pick scabs. I like to pick bumps. I like to pull hair. I like to do it all. I have a thing about skin.
Even when I tell you, please don't do this.
Well, you already know that it's what I do, so why would you tell me don't do it? You tell me not to do it, I'm definitely going to do it.
Y'all, you all need to know. Listeners need to know. The demons. You got the right demon here. This woman, my loving wife, God bless her soul. You know, she lied to me.
Oh my gosh.
This woman. No, let me tell my story.
Let me tell my story. Okay.
This woman. Now, I had something was going on with my toenail. I don't know. I know this is supposed to be fast. Just give me 10 seconds, y'all. This woman said, oh, okay, babe, all right. She was picking at my toenail. Something was wrong with it or something. She was like, oh, yeah, well, don't worry. I said, babe, get the clippers. We'll just, cut it off. Okay, I'll cut it off. Let me see your toe. And what do you think she did? She grabs it with these tweezer-like fingers of hers and rips it off my toe. So my toe is still sore 48 hours later. And the fact that my feelings was hurt because I was lied to. That was the part that hurt the most.
See, look.
The cut that cut the deepest.
Let me explain. The reason why I had the clipper in my hand. I had every intention of using the clipper. But I felt like using the clipper wouldn't have gotten everything that I needed to get. So I just ripped it off real quick, like a bandage. Fast and easy.
There was nothing easy about it on my end.
And he laid here and he cried about how
negative.
I lied to him and negative.
Negative. I didn't cry.
Let me play the audio.
I was dead serious. And this woman thought I was joking. Then she gonna post it on social media like it was funny.
And he was very upset.
Had the shoe been on the other foot, I'd have been in divorce court again.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Lies and niggatry. Let's play these videos, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make sure my volume is up.
Oh my God. Do we have time for this?
Yes, we do. We have 3 more minutes.
Babe, are you going to sleep down there at the foot of the bed? I did not lie to you.
You lied to me.
I did not lie.
Let the video play.
Babe.
You said you was going to clip it.
Okay, that's video 1. Hold, please.
Breathe under here. You trusted me? Yes. Okay, and I was truthful. You didn't cut it off. What did I do? You pulled it off. But I didn't lie. You did. I didn't.
See? You can hear the frustration in my voice.
Let's continue.
But I thought that it would just be easier for me to just pull it off.
So why didn't you just say, you know what, upon second thought, now that I've looked at it.
Right. Why not just be honest? Why lie to your spouse?
Okay, let's continue. We have 3 more videos.
Maybe lying is your demon.
Are you mad at me?
My foot hurt.
Well, your foot was already hurting.
Now my toe hurt because somebody ripped off my toenail.
So you gonna lay at that end of the bed?
Mm-hmm.
And not up here with me?
Okay, we're not done. Hold on.
You can still trust me.
I can't. You've proven that now.
But what? Babe. Really?
You lied to me. You lied.
See? If this was a court case, it'd be signed, sealed, delivered. This evidence is not in your favor.
Okay, this is the last one.
Aaron?
Tiffany?
I did not lie to you. Can you come up here so we can go to bed?
I'm in bed.
No, can you come to your normal spot?
How do I know you won't try to attack me?
Ladies and gentlemen, the dramatics.
What at all was funny about that?
Because why do you think I would try to attack you?
Let me ask you a question. If I said we're having hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill, and you said, babe, is this hamburger? And I would have said, oh, yeah. And then I would have said, why as you were eating it? Oh, no, that was that venison I had in the freezer.
I would be pissed.
And if I was laughing at you and then made a video and posted it on Instagram?
But babe, that's different.
Negative.
Yes,
that would have been.
Did you feed me, dear?
Maybe I should have. That way I could have posted it. So you could have seen.
That is different because it's
a lie. It's still a lie.
No, because I specifically have told you multiple times, if you feed me that deer, I'm divorcing you. So that's completely different. You did not say, if you pull my toenail off, I'm going to be upset.
You lied to me. I wasn't upset so much about my toe hurting. You lied to me.
Okay.
This has turned into a whole nother thing.
Yeah, this is never going to get solved. This is the
demon podcast.
So we're going to just go ahead and end it here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for spending this time with us. We have gone over by a minute now. We try to keep these 30 minutes or shorter.
Oh, wow. So you guilty, so you're going to cut it off.
Oh, I'm not guilty of anything. I ripped your toenail off, but I did not... did not
you lied to me.
Intentionally.
How does it feel to be a liar?
All right, say bye, babe.
Bye-bye, demon.